Hey, welcome back to Mobile Sunshine. How's things going? I hope everybody's well. I just done a live and it didn't come up again. So I am pretty pissed off about that because I am trying to get you to watch my channel, yet YouTube can't share my information. I'm trying to share more about, Claudia Lawrence case, and I will probably have to do it all again, and about certain predator out there. Really annoying, because I really do want to do the English things as well. I don't want to ignore cases that are close to home. I mean, there's a missing lady close to home here. I want to look and investigate who's missing. So I think we could sort of start off. We read about the awful events that have happened near the hospital. If you've been following this, you would know by now where we're up to, okay? If not, I apologise. This is all press cuttings that are from Wordpress about cases that are on long, and it's just so horrifying how many. Okay, so don't be thinking he's responsible for the whole entire law. It's a case of there's so many who and whom are doing what. Now, I remember we got up to Karen. There was a woman who was slain in the woods, Anne Lustig, 69, the same day. Can't forget her. She was abducted and taken and R-worded, okay? I don't like saying R-worded. It seems to water down what it is. It's gotta obey the rules though, so. This was the area that Anne Lustig was found, okay? John Bibb was found there, okay? He could have been a closeted homosexual. Now, Heuermann likes men and women, okay? Here's the sportsman's club he goes shooting at, okay? There was been body in that, one of the shooting clubs, either that one or another one around this area. All these around here are basically Jessica Taylor, yeah? Yeah, Valerie Mack here, okay? I'm not sure what these ones are. Manaville, John Doe. And they're all along here. Police search area here. Okay, I always think I can look forever into these and I can't, can I? The clippings. That same day, February 19th, okay, it was 19th, 1997, the body of a second woman named Heidi Neidhart was found in the water near Smith Point Bridge on Fire Island. These places are not that, unless you know Long Island. not far from where Karen Vergotte's severed legs were discovered in 96, in April. On May 2nd, 1997, John Bibb's remains were discovered in dried cesspool, we abandoned farmhouse in Calverton, New York. 15 months earlier, he had been murdered with a blunt trauma to the head. Remains identified of who he was. I don't know if his connection to Heuermann. You don't know. I don't know if he will talk. I don't think his family are going to admit that they knew. They're just so Stockholm syndrome, so obvious, and nobody likes to point that out, but that's okay. It's completely obvious, but I don't know what's happening in the case community on this. Seems like I've been really hoodwinked on things. I've been sort of like unaware, what the fuck was going on, because all of a sudden now Nathan's account's private. I'm not on it. Then I seen before that happened, I seen a post that Nathan posted stating that Odd Stops, that account had information on who was in the cellar with Heuermann, right? So I went to it, of course, and then I went to it and I seen, because you look on a site, don't you, that like they had something up on Nathan, that like he was a pervert, and his link name was on a young girl's or something like that. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's serious, because when people put it online and all the talking shit to people, it's like, have you called the police? If it's the case. And then if you've not, then it's bullshit, isn't it? But Nathan's took it upon himself to unfollow me, even though like he's probably protesting he's not done something of the sort. And I've got nothing to do with this crap. All I wanted to do was to get information and look on someone's Twitter account. So I know that he has his little crew, and that's fine. I don't need to bother with that. I've noticed that he's unsubscribed me from his actual Fingo account as well. It's YouTube. I don't know how you do that, but I'm unsubscribed to him. I don't know why, but I haven't done that. I found it pretty disgusting what I read as well. I'm not into causing gossip, but to think that I'm interested in gossip when all I care about is this case. That's why I go on Reddit, that's why I go on Twitter. I get abuse all the time. And I wonder myself, is it because I'm not aware of certain things, or is that because like certain people bullshitting and I've been listening to that bullshit and believing in it? But I don't know, and I apologise if that's the case, and I've said things that are bang out of order, okay, and I take that back. I absolutely don't know what I've done, but I've listened to people and took their word for it, and basically he said it was catch risk or something. He said, as mentioned about him, like Nathan saying that like he isn't even the relative of or knows the victim, and he goes, well, you shouldn't believe everything you hear then, should you? And I wondered what he meant by that, but Am I not aware that Nathan is disrupting this case? I don't think so though, because you know he's coming along with lots of stuff about the case, you know, so I don't believe it, obviously, until like I see a police report or something like that to say that was the case. He's been grooming or whatever the allegations are, because I took a copy of it off Twitter, but I'm not going to cause any trouble. But at the end of the day, people say shit all the time. I've had people say stuff like that to me, and the first thing that comes to my mind, fucking hell, you thought that of me. Why don't you go to the police? Why don't you go to the police then? Because simply, you know it's bullshit and you're just talking wham to people. You know what I mean? But I don't think Nathan's took it that way. I think he's took it literally like, how the fuck can you be shocked by that? Well, it is shocking. So I put jaw dropped, because I didn't know what the fuck to make of it, right? And I never meant anything by it towards Nathan. I'm just like, wow, we're trying to do a fucking case here, aren't we? You know? And you get that animosity all the time around it. It's just so depleting. Couldn't believe it. I just hope it's not true. Because he knows what I'm like. I think I take that as feeling guilty on deleting someone or taking them off their account. Me, with Adam, I haven't shared that shit. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, you can't believe everything you fucking read or hear from people. Even people you think are good talk shit all the time. That's why I don't talk to people. And for Nathan to think that I just believe stuff because it's on the internet, I just find that wow. I'm just gonna have a coffee. We did read about this In April 2024, the police launched an extensive search that lasted days in Calverton, Manorville and North Sea. Rex Heuermann was later charged with the murder of Sandra Costello after that. In North Sea, she was gone in 93, and then Jessica Taylor in Manorville of 2003. Okie dokie. Police still scouring the woods in Lisk and Long Gilgo search yet, confirm yet. I think they got, that looks where his land is as well. Wow, I hope it's not that he had land there or something. Was it in South Carolina, his land? I'm not sure. No. I should have a degree in Rex Heuermann, shouldn't I? Calverton, New York County and State Police cars were seen scouring the woods at Calverton Friday as the search continues in deeply wooded areas. Although it still remains unclear if investigations are searching for evidence or ties related to Gilgo killings. On Friday, police vehicles were seen in the woods of Mill Road in Calverton. Police were seen searching the woods along Mill Road in Manorville and Calverton. Okay. And you can see, sorry, I'm not using my finger here, and here is where it's searched. Okay. The K9 search there. Valerie Mack was here. I'm going to point out the gun club again because I think definitely there's some connection here. Manorville Doe. There's a few, I can't see the name. You don't, Jonathan. DS1 Mill Road. Yeah, and he's got it listed here on his docket of his list. You know what his list he did on his what they put on the superseding. The HK document allegedly recovered. See, so that proves, I feel, all these are connections to him. Okay, all of them. I'd like to know more. HK document allegedly recovered from Secret Service from Rex Heuermann's electronics list in Mill Road. The DS1 likely dump site. Manorville John Doe 1. Okay. Manorville John Doe 2, Manorville John Doe 3, Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor were found in the area along Mill Road. Mill Road ends at Edwards Avenue in Calverton, okay, which runs north to the place where Susan Carrick Mayer was found murdered. John Bischoff victim Colin McNamee was found murdered at Lisk's mass gravesite just west of Manorville. John Doe. One corrupt Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney refuses to allow unidentified DNA recovered from Colin McNamee's body to be tested for a match with Rex Heuermann. Convicted killer John Bischoff wants to pin murders on Rex. And I've read the John Bischoff out if anyone's interested. Basically the DNA on one of the victims was an unidentified male, so why, and there was dungarees left there. There was all kinds of stuff left there. There were unknown hairs, found on both Rita and Colleen's body that were never tested against. That might be a solicitor's name. The appeal attorney also questioned the testimony at trial regarding the semen evidence. Investigators established Bischoff would have been the last person to have sex with the woman based on the controversial science known as sperm density. On cross-examination, former Suffolk County medical examiner said he had never before I don't know what that means. Oh, yikes. District Attorney Ray Tierney, who was not in office when Bischoff was charged and convicted, has rejected the requests of what the defendant's solicitor's request. I've looked at those cases, Tierney said, of Tangredi and McNamee's killings. If I thought there was a problem with them, I would do something. Heuermann was arrested outside Fifth Avenue, his Midtown Manhattan architectural firm, on the 13th of 2023 and charged with the killings of Melissa Bartholomew and Megan Waterman and Amber Costello. He was then called prime suspect in the killing of Maureen Brainerd Barnes, along with Bartholomew, and Waterman and Costello are known as the Gilco Four. 6 months later, Heuermann was indicted. Authorities believe Brainerd Barnes, 25, was the first of the Gilco Four to be killed sometime in 2007. Rex Heuermann's father, Theodore, was an aerospace engineer for Grumman and those lunar testing sites in Calverton, New York. Grumman Aircraft Engineers Corps, he was. He went to space programs and all that, yeah. Classified Apollo mission. Don't know if he went to space, but might have worked in the engineering part. At the moderator of Rex Heuermann's subreddit, posting my research of original highlights as their own. It's just highlighting his grandfather, Theodore. His father, Theodore, not his grandfather. Oh, right. I always thought it was his grandfather that was in the aerospace program. Built satellites. Here is his father's name listed. I bet you he was gay. There's just something, like Edgar Hoover was gay. Believe he had all kinds of strange tastes. 1965. Trying to look at his name. There. Here's his name. Smart guy, huh? Wonder how he died. That's how I just do. The talk story about the visit to Calverton, Long Island, where the Grumman Aircraft Engineer Corps has a test site to have a look at a lunar module, lunar roving vehicle, that the Grumman people hope the astronauts will drive on the moon. Very interesting. Oi! Daughter's off school, she's crazy. Interview with Edward Marco, the subject manager who invented the wheels for the module, and Ralph Ray, the engineer in charge of testing, description of the car and its performance. Mr. Frey said the car was fun to drive. Wernher von Braun had such, I don't know if that's a famous engineer, had such a good time driving the moon car at Grumman that they couldn't get him to stop. He would wound up aerospace quarters a mile off. There's, I mean, tagged linkage blindness. Long Island serial killer Rex Heuermann. Leave a comment. Okay. Just give me a second. Just making a casserole right now. No, ice cream, that's how you
That's how it's ice cream.
Go in there. Where's your nightgown? I say a little prayer for you, Emma. It's interesting. I hope we can do mitochondrial DNA in this country, especially the Claudia Lawrence case. It would be very, very helpful. And here it is for people who don't understand that the hairs belong to him, his wife. And Victoria on Amber Costello. I mean, I don't know when Amber Costello, and listen, all these, she had 3 different types of hairs on her, if you count. No, that's Sandra Costello. I get confused. No, Sandra Costello had his ex-wife's and Heuermann's hair on her. This was before DNA, by the way. DNA was announced. It was announced at 93. Then you'd have Megan Waltman. She has 2 samples of Ace's hair. And Rex Heuermann's. You tell me she's innocent. Okay. Alright. I think we've went through what he's into, you know. It is a good serial killer manual, I'll be honest. I've never thought about certain things. What's cat litter for? Does that say good blood? Trace source of supplies. Foot shoe prints. Pre-prep vehicle inspection. That's what that is, isn't it? Engage in target 1. Reconsider dump site 1. Locate dump site 2. Weather report. Reconsider videos, cams around him. Reconsider pick zone for video cams. Prep. Set up stage. Whole set up stage. I mean, sounds like he's filming it for a reason. Holding area. Building table. Crossbar. Now that was outside his house. Okay. Hard point. I mean, that's the part of, I think John Ray mentioned it. Destroy file, change tyres, burn gloves, dispose of pics. Not videos, pics. So they probably have evidence of videos. Have story set. Spare the moment. Cover. Stockholm syndrome. Funny things to put, considering as both his kids are like aliens and his wife autistic, and it's not autism doesn't give you, she doesn't seem like she gives a fuck. Let's just put it straight. And people out there like the humming and hawing it, right? You don't want to listen, that's fine. I hope they did a good search of that house when they left. I hope they did DNA trace everything when they left. They didn't leave for a reason. They left to try and compartmentalize what the next step was going to be without them. That's all. And hiding evidence, as far as I'm concerned. I like to believe that they're innocent, but there's a part of me that just doesn't believe it, I'm afraid. I just don't. I would like to talk about Stockholm Syndrome a bit. When you are from birth witnessing certain things in your family that you think was quite liberal, quite lenient, he thinks there's something just quite off about his wife. His daughter, on the other hand, maybe there's some hope there that she can recover, but yeah. Man just took advantage of Elsa's stupidity, let's put it that way. desperate for a man to be to support her. She was just happy to be supported by a man, I suppose. Some women like that. But she also was a swinger and was aware of his taste. I mean, there was one video with his neighbour saying she knew there was prostitutes all the time coming to the house. Camera on SS Parkway to exit. He's I don't know what the voicemail is thing. This grosses me out, really does. Wash body inside and all cavities. Remove trace evidence, fingerprints, hair. Remove trace DNA. Remove ID marks, tattoo marks. Remove marks from torture. Remove head and hands. Package for transport. Dispose of the following tools and evidence. Target one's clothes. Doesn't think of them as people, does he? I'll be honest, that's the same attitude of his wife. Just saying. Isn't it? It's the same type of attitude she has. I don't think she mentions the victims hardly ever in the whole documentary. And I actually have Peacock, by the way. I can't be asked watching telly, so she's got away with me not commentating on it. Because I won't watch it all. I just think she's talking out of her fucking ass with the cameras. It's so obvious after half an hour watching it. I'm not that fooled easily, I'm afraid. And I don't understand these channels who stab people in the back over this case. It's getting ridiculous. Your personalities are bland. That's not my problem. At the end of the day, I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to do and find answers. You absolute idiots. You just are. You're huge channels as well. And I'm only like 3.5. And I love every single one of my subscribers, because it takes a lot to take a trust on someone who's got so many views on one video and so many views on another. It's hard to trust channels like that, and I appreciate every one of you, subscribing and appreciate my content, because a lot of them are, right, they're just after, look, they have big, huge, greedy ads. They have loads of people funding them, and they're only getting information that's free. I paid for the Diddy trial, I paid for my content. Yeah, I didn't ask for anything, but I suppose you don't have to ask this thing called dry begging, but then there's on the other hand there's Grey Hughes, who begs his audience constantly like an absolute bitch, and I just think it's absolutely terrible. I've got spare time. I would love to earn money from this, clearly I would, because I spend 6 hours a day. I'm not gonna lie, I spend 6 hours a day doing this research. And it is documents. Okay. Dispose of the following tools and devices. Target one's personal items. Drop clothes, wipes, towels, drop props, toys, wood items. Anything that touched target one. What you wore. Destroy books. Destroy book and computer files. burn gloves. I just want to know what that means. Destroy book and computer files. Dispose of box of plastic bags to avoid trace bags. Things to remember. Sound travels. Control the amount of air in and out. That's awful. Control noise made. Get sleep before hunt. Too tired creates problems. Hit harder. Oh my god. Too many hits. Take down. Consider a hit to the face, neck. Next time for take down. More sleep. Who did he write this after? I wonder. When he wrote this. There's no date on it either, is there? And there should be. I suppose this is part of the summary, you know. A target residence which accumulated in a seizure of over 350 electronic devices. In the months subsequent to Heuermann's arrest, Gilgo Homicide Task Force has attempted to extract and analyse data from each of these devices. An analysis of these devices has revealed Heuermann's significant collection of violent bondage and torture, currently dating back to 1995. The images accessed Heuermann include, but not limited to, breast mutilation and vaginal torture, S substitution, don't know what that means, penetrating with sexualized decapitation, wow, decapitated woman, the deleted document alleged recovered by Secret Service from Heuermann's device, disposing of photographs, destroying the file, murdering suspect Rex Heuermann is involved in creation and distribution of violent pornography. And I do feel human trafficking and murder for hire. And I agree, I really do. Rex Heuermann's cousin, Reverend Kenneth Heuermann, is accused of running a child abuse torture ring in his church in New York. Murder Inc.'s investigation uncovered compelling parallels in the bondage and sadism torture alleged against both Rex Heuermann and Kenneth. So it's in a family, you know. This is why Kenneth Heuermann, who's died in November last year, I did loads on him because there's loads about him. He's very disturbing individual. Which one's this? He had a lot of complaints about him. A lot. All girls. I don't know about boys. There might be boys as well. He's a disturbing individual. I can't read it all out because YouTube's. But this is where his church was. And certain bodies have been discovered there too, around the area. Kenneth Heuermann, Theodore Heuermann and Rex Heuermann's father grew up next to each other in Merrick, New York. So they all knew each other and they are related. Okay? About loads of people go, they're not related, well, listen, when you look up documents, they do sort of like factually can get sued for the wrong information, you know, in America. So there it is. Okay. you know, shit, he was getting away with it for a long time. Evidence against him against Jessica Taylor. Target 1, Megan Wolfman, is it? I mean, he's stalking them to some degree. It's another girl who went missing. Was she found? Or alright. £10,000 reward to help bring justice to Mcdonald. This could be another victim of Heuermann. The lifeless, savagely beaten body of this young woman was found in the field in Orange County, New York. Repeatable and forced trauma. So he does see his method is hitting them over the head with the hammer, you know, like a carpenter's hammer. Very, 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 very painful. As John Burke got a school, oh no, that's James Burke, you know. Was wondering in this Catholic school she went to. On July 10th, 2023, see the phone numbers, hang on. Let's see her phone number. There's her number there. So he called her number. So that's evidence to suggest Heuermann was involved in her case too. You know, very strong evidence. And the way she was hit as well. Oh. Savagely beaten. Oh, it's so strange because he's got a daughter as well, like, you know, she must have been about what then, 7? Don't know. Was she born 96? Something like that. When Karen forgot her, went round there and she was pregnant, so she was born 96 sometime, yeah. Victoria Heuermann. There was where Rex called her from. There's where she was found. And we look at her schedule here. Is that to cover her back though? I always wonder, you know. He'd go out and hunt them and bring them back for her. June 27th, 2003, INDQ's Bay, unidentified, Penfield, New York, unsure, uncertain. Date of the body found 28th of 2003. Torso not recovered. Remains believed to be a woman's. Duty to discover the remains found on the 27th of June. Little more information released appeared to have been between the ages of 20 and 40. The remains were found by a children's playing area. Fuck's sake. Look at where the pattern is as well. This was another location where a body was found in a suitcase, partial remains, and I think it could have been one of the ones that's on his charge sheet, I can't remember. But not far from Manhattan. I don't know why they point the aerospace here and then there's obviously reasons, you know. I'm not underestimating these guys. These two people found more than two people. I looked headless skeleton in New York, in Water Park. Skeleton found in one top. It's like they all buy aerodromes. Wow, look at that. I like the way they do maps on that. Bound Asian man found here. You know? Such a human thing to do. Look at all that. I mean, Jesus Christ, Long Island's so scary. It's like he ran out of space and then he started using another area, isn't it? Don't know where the rest of this has gone. Have I done something wrong? Okay. I'm just going to get a coffee and hope this comes back up now. This looks like stuff's been taken down. Probably updated, you know. It's a shame. It's good that I got certain things off this before it got to like the point you can't prove this. And I can recognise that Ella is a bit like that. Or it's just this. Yeah, it's just this. I imagine Ella, you know, because I don't know who was coming to my side pretending to be her, but it felt quite stupid, you know, to even argue about the fact that he's not even related to these people when we can prove it. The obituaries and the lot. See, it's just overcrowded with so many victims. You know, where he lives. You know? If you want to see a bit closer, yeah. So much death, you know? What is that about? Guys, what is that about? You know? And then you think about Bitroff, what he's trying to do, you know, is he part of this? Like, because the DNA found someone's bang to rights, I'm afraid. Knows the area well. I mean, if he did capture someone, he knows like the old buildings to go to because he's an architect. I feel that's what he targets, you see. People who are struggling, people who are living in a hard times, you know, he's looking for that, you know. It's a predator. Oh, well, that's all I'm going to do for today, guys. I'm going to leave it here where we are, because we can start off with Alan Packer and we'll talk about the Catholic Church and its involvement. I think now is the best time for me to bring it up, really. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.